Hi, Hal here with more Space Engineers, and today we're just doing a little bit of recovery, pick up some more supplies, and plan what we're going to do for this week. First, we have to get started, so let's go. So, happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend and are having a terrific week thus far. And as you can tell, Bobs are making quick work of this thing. Let's swing this beast around a little bit. And since everybody is kind of drifting anyway, we should have gravity. Yeah, okay. We know that that's a safe ship, so I'm not too worried about things. Now we did make a couple of updates to the ship. So first thing we did is, let me see if you can see it here. We actually have the shield emitter built into the bottom of the ship. It's the small shield emitter, so it gives us a weaker shield than what we have on like the warship or on the base. We threw in the small shield controller so that we have all of that right here, and it still gives us enough room to wander around on this thing. Alright, so as you can tell, Bob is making very quick work of this ship. He has already stripped out all the important stuff. Wow, he has really stripped out the important stuff. We have no cargo, we've got nothing in here. Okay. Which is nice because it means that we don't have to worry about actually recovering anything, because, well, he's already done all of that for us, which is cool. Let's turn on the light here, and we will head up into the bridge area, because obviously he has not gotten this far yet, but he is definitely getting here. So yeah, the salvage sled's working out really well. It's allowing us to gather resources very quickly. This is the second or third craft that we have actually salvaged. We're gonna... Looks like it's impact damage, but not really actual damage. I think that should be the end of the repairs. Alright, so what we're going to do is, I just want to show you how Bob is working here, because he is actually doing a lot for us, breaking this stuff down really quickly, gathering all of our expensive stuff, which is good. We want him doing this. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to do a quick cut while Bob takes the rest of this thing apart, and we'll be back in just a couple of moments. And we're back. Alright, so basically what we're doing is Bob's taking the last little bit of that ship apart, but I wanted to show you what we've set up as far as internal reporting is concerned on board the ship. Because I've actually had several of you asking how do I set up the panels, and this is a recurring question, so figured, yeah, we'll talk about it again a little bit, because I do tend to customize the reporting from the automatic LCD2 script based on the ship itself, not my normal practices. So there are things that I will always do. I will always have some kind of power report, and I will always have some kind of inventory report. So on a salvage ship, the two things you really need to worry about is how much power you have, how much power you're using. I should say the three things you need: power you have, power you're using, and inventory space. Right. So what we've done is we've got a cargo report, and we've got it set up so that we can see our total cargo space utilized. Now this is reading all cargo, anything with an inventory on the grid, barring the player characters. So out of the entire thing, we're only using roughly 2.2% of our cargo. And then I also have a list of the materials that we have on board, and I actually want to change this. So this is what we're doing for the way we've set up the controls for this. So we have it, doing a text line telling us to center the text, and we've got the brackets, cargo report, close brackets, right? Well, greater than, less than. Now, what we're doing right now is we're playing with it, telling it to look at the cargo. This is where it's giving us our percentage bar. So this is our cargo summary. The open bracket T colon close bracket tells it to only focus on this particular grid. If you have a group, like, so if I put all of my my cargo containers in a group, I could do this as a G and then the name of the group, and it would only look at that for cargo. Now, because we have containers, we have connectors, and we have a couple of other things that are tied into the grid, I want to see the entire thing on the grid, so we're looking at the target ship or the target grid. Now, I'm doing the same thing for the inventory list, but I'm going to change this because I want to have... I'm fine with that. I think we're going to do... Let's just do a center and see how this looks. I'm going to do a single mark this time. And we're going to say... item summary, I think. And again, we're telling it to center so that it'll be offset so that we can actually see the separation without having to put extra lines in. Now, if I want to put a separator in here, like have a little bit of extra space, you can just do a straight echo and no text after, and that'll insert a blank line there. The reason you want to do that is because even if you leave a blank line in this view, the script ignores it. It's a null field, so it just skips over it and goes and will read it as though that there's nothing there. So even if you leave a line in here, if you go like this, when it updates, give it a second, you'll notice there's no separation between anything in here because the script doesn't care. It says it's null, so it ignores it and treats the next populated line as though it was immediately after the last command. So if you want to put separations in there, do echo and leave it blank, you'll get a blank line. Okay, so that gives us something that's a little bit easier to read. On to this side, what I've got over here is, let's go into the custom data really quickly. So again, we're doing the center with the different text for what we want it to show. So we've got our screen name, we've put the echo in for the clear line, power usage summary, and then the power summary. If you notice, this is not filtered. So if I actually connect to another grid, I will get the power for that entire grid, not just the ship. So we're going to change that really quickly because we want this to be just this ship. And we're going to do the same for these other commands because, well, like I said, I don't really care about the grids that I connect to. Mainly only worried about what we're doing here. All right. So the power summary is just that. It's just like the cargo summary. It looks at the total of whatever you're telling it to look at and says this is what you're using out of what's available. The powered stored looks at batteries and says, okay, your total capacity stored versus what your utilization is. Power time looks at your rate of power consumption and gives you an idea. It depends. It'll shift a lot because of what you're doing on the grid. If you're running industrial stuff like refineries, constructors, mining drills, welders, whatever, it'll change because you've got a larger power draw. So this will actually give you a more realistic look at how much power you're sitting on in your grid. And then we've got the reactor fuel, which is doing an amount count. Now, the amount command, well, anything that has an inventory, a consumable inventory, so things like turrets, reactors, fuel tanks, you can actually say, I want to see what the capacity is versus the maximum that it can contain. For tanks, I don't recommend using it because it doesn't always work. It sometimes will. For the tanks, so there's actually a tank command which will give you your tank volumes. And again, it's because of the way the math works on the back end. It's kind of weird. And the way that the system reads the information from the blocks that are connected. So I generally limit this to only turrets and reactors, but you can use it with some of the other blocks as well. Alright. And so now when it updates, there we go, everything looks good. Okay. And then the bonus on this is that it'll tell you exactly how much uranium you have without having to look at anything else. Each one of the small reactors can hold 96.2K, and I've only got 1K in it, so we've got a lot of room for recovery stuff. And since we're out salvaging ships, most of them seem to have reactors on them. Oh, that's a shooter boat. We need to get out of here. Okay. I was not paying attention. Oh, go, 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 go. We've got a hostile coming in. Let's see. So we got a balsa out there, we got a shooter boat behind us. Hopefully that is heading away since we are in a free flight mode. I did install some cameras specifically so we can take a look at what's going on behind us. And that looks like I can't tell if he's adjusting course behind us or not. It looks like he might be. Which would be bad if he is. Well, bad for him at least. Alright, we're outdistancing him, so I'm thinking he's probably coming in at a slight angle, which means we will probably be able to get away from him. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. Just do another quick check behind us. Yeah, it looks like he's just cutting the angle. So the shooter boats sometimes will engage. Like if you get within close enough for them to do so, they will engage, but they don't always break off from their path of travel. It just comes down to what your luck is as far as that kind of stuff is. Where do we go? And this is why I don't aim directly at my bases. Alright, so we did go ahead and put the connector on the back of the ship. We finished all of that off. Like I said, we did get a little bit of the detailing done. I will probably place a little bit more armor on this thing. I really hope he is not coming for us. Yeah, it looks like he may just be doing a flyby. I don't know. We'll have to see. We're gonna get our ship into the docking area. And if it looks like he's getting within like 5K of us, I'll probably take the warship out and we'll do a little bit of a battle run on this guy. Because all of the turrets on the station are armed and loaded. One of the disadvantages for the way that the station is set up is that we've got a lot of defense on the lower side of the station, but very little that has a clear line of fire above the station. But yeah, like I said, I am a little paranoid here. Alright. Let's bring you around. We're gonna Bring that in. Bring this up just a little bit. But I'm really happy with the way the ship turned out. It's, oh, hello. Bring you up just a little bit. It worked out really well design-wise. And the functionality of it is amazing. It like, ow, ow, ow. A little too close, okay. Alright, so we can do that. Turn those off. We'll turn Bob off for now and kill the thrusters. And it looks like, yes, he is actually going to come in for an attack run. I am not going to lie, I am kind of curious to see how well the station does in a fight. But he's coming in at a fairly high angle. Yeah. And I'm thinking station defenses are not going to be as effective as I would like them to be in this particular case. Looks like everybody is loaded for bear, which is good. Alright, so we want thrusters turned on. We want... Oh, hello. There we go. Yep. Alright, so we're going to drop down here a little bit. Hopefully faster than he gets here. We're at 1K already. This is bad. Yep, he's going to start a run on the base. That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. There we go. I think he got the hint that he is not welcome here. Hey, look at that. So, yeah, base defenses seem to be fairly effective. Ain't nothing left of that bad boy. Alright. So... I think what we'll do is we'll park this guy over here. We'll bring the salvage ship out and clean this mess up. And you should be slowing down. You are. Okay. Are the bobs turned on? Are you guys turned on or no? Yeah, you turned on. Okay. Alright, so let's go pick up. We'll go pick up the salvage ship. I'm really glad to see that the whole thing worked out kind of the way it was supposed to. That gives me a great sense of security, at least for the most part. So we are going to turn those back on, turn that on, and disengage that. All right. And we'll show you how the Bob works. All right. Go pick that stuff up, Bob. And we need to find our debris field that was scattering away. And we'll let Bob just go ahead and pick all the debris up. Look at all that debris he just picked up. I want to see if any of the reactors made it or if the stuff despawned. Oh, looks like there's some miscellaneous debris just kind of floating around over here. Should be some uranium and stuff in here too. Let's see, do you see any just miscellaneous bits still floating around? I mean, obviously Bob sees some, but alright, let's see, did we get any uranium or anything out of that? No missiles. Got a little bit of uranium. Drop that over here just because. A lot of debris though. So yeah, I'm enjoying the explosive mod. The drawback to it is that we obviously don't get as much salvage as we used to, but on the flip side of that, we don't really need to. The salvage that we do get from some of the larger ships more than makes up for the salvage that we're losing. The one thing that does hurt is that we do lose the uranium and sometimes like missiles and ammo. But it's okay. It is what it is, right? We'll make do. So what I'm going to do is, I think this is going to be a bit of a shorter episode because I'm still working on what I want to do for the rest of this series. Now that we've gotten pretty much to the point where we're kind of self-sufficient, thinking we might be in a place to basically start wrapping the series up. So if you have any suggestions on things you would like to see, it's something I've mentioned before, you know, be sure to let me know. I'll be glad to at least entertain some of the ideas. And I think you're one of the cargo ship, like transport things that we found before. All right. Oh, there we go. Interesting. Have we gotten one of these before? Let's see. Let's rotate and see if it's. No, you are looking like you are probably seeing a med bay in there. Are you close enough that I can auto? Oh, you are. Okay. Oh, oh. Let's see if we can get close enough for this thing to auto. There we go. Yeah. Alright, let's turn off all of the bobs here. Alright. I'm gonna go over and take a look at this thing. Whoa. I'm gonna go take a look at this thing. I'm kind of curious because I don't recognize the build, but I'm fairly certain we've seen one of these before. That's why I'm kind of confused on it. Get a little bit more out of this episode, right? So yeah, like I was saying, is that basically, oh, you are a cargo hauler. Look at you. Oh, hello. Yeah, so what they do with these is you basically have a cargo block with a connector on it, And the ship comes down, picks up the cargo, or your transport brings the cargo over, turns on the lock, and then this thing will take you through deep space. Interesting. They're really good design. I've seen one of these in the wild before, like not destroyed. Not in this playthrough, unfortunately. Oh, hello. That would be the entrance area. Alright. So normally you would have this be completely put together and you'd... Oh. There we go. You would have a walkway through all of this, and then it comes up. I think there used to be like a walkway here, and then there would be stairs that came up here. And it bring you into here. And I think the sensors are set up to turn the connector on and off. Oh no, lights. Interesting. Alright. There's the Autobot. Projector, so that you can have a auto repair. And then the rest of the ship. There's assemblers in here. This is a pretty nice ship, actually. So it's missing a refinery that used to be here, so this would be a pretty beefy survival ship, actually. I'm almost wanting to take it over just to have it. And I think there was habitation over here. Alright, let's see what's in the cargo container. Nothing. Okay. Is there... I don't think there's a reactor on board, right? No, it's just all batteries. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and let Bob take all of this stuff apart for us. I'm kind of wanting to capture one of these and rebuild this. I think this would be a fun ship to have just for moving cargo between bases. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and let Bob take this thing apart. If we find another one of these, I'll capture it. And we'll use it for some of the cargo hauling between locations. So maybe that's what we'll do for the series. Now that we've gotten ourselves to the point where we're pretty much self-sufficient, I'm thinking we'll start working on doing things like automation. So we'll actually have some small craft going out, gathering resource for us, bringing it back, and we'll do that. I think that could be interesting. All right, so for this one, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I want to thank y'all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Even got a little bit of shooty bang bang going today. Wasn't expecting that. But it does illustrate that I do kind of need to get at least some basic weapons on board this thing. If for only just self-defense. Which I'll probably end up putting... I'm thinking I'm going to put one... maybe even like right here so that it's far enough out that it's not too much of an issue. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe a turret. Maybe a turret on top of those two cargo containers. So maybe like chain guns on that one, missile launcher on that one. Nothing on the bottom. I don't really have any connections for it. Oh, the other thing I did, before I forget, I put an assembler, like a full assembler, and a basic refinery on board, so we can process the scrap we get into ingots, which we're going to put to use here. But the idea is that if the ship gets disabled somewhere, you're able to create things that you need to, or if you decide to go out and do maybe a small base build, you'll be able to get most of the basic stuff taken care of, because the full refinery really is only needed for the advanced materials like silver, gold, uranium. Actually, yeah, you have to have the full assembler for uranium. But this makes it a pretty much feature complete ship now. So what I'll do is I think I'll put it up on the workshop and then have it set up so you guys can download it in case you want to pull a copy of it. Let me know what you think down in the comments section. Like I said, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. I want to thank you all for stopping in. If you're new to the channel, haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe. And if you just, want to help the channel grow, all of those things do help. Also, feel free to recommend or share the video out with your friends and family, things people you think might enjoy the content, because, well, we're always looking to meet new people and bring more folks into the community. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you back here for more Space Engineers on Wednesday. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Yeah, I'm really liking that design. I think I'm going to have to grab one of these, and we'll use it for something.